sat here and drove right into the cemetery, and I done located something. Arthur B. Kellogg, October 15th, he was born. February 15th, 1995, he died. And this right here, that's the Kellogg. And they done got, I was wondering because they had a whole big old special spot over here in the cemetery, all like, you know, separated from all the other ones. So it was a little bigger. So I just decided to stop over here and take a look at it. I have actually been trying to figure out on how I'm getting ready to go back to God. And it ain't going to be in no cemetery. This ain't going to be it. And now I'm looking at someone here who started the Kellogg industry in hospitals and also started cereal because of intestinal flora. And I done bought some Frosted Flakes, and I'm now crunching right on his grave. I'm not trying to be offensive, by the way, but it do kind of sound like it as I'm standing on these stones. And it's the weirdest part, too, because I didn't even know I was going to be over here. And I done had Frosted Flakes growing up. And I never knew how to make no cereal. And I didn't know how they got their start. And I never thought that they were trying to make cereal because they talk about they have some intestinal issue. And down applying it to everybody and we eating it, that's a little weird. I was eating it as a child. Kellogg cereal. Now, I'm not trying to be offensive to the families because he actually was a Hebrew Israelite as well. And I just said, Kellogg, I know that name from somewhere. And then next to it, I don't know who they are, but I'm going to record it just so I have it for myself. McCurdy. I don't know who that is. But all of this over here is all separate from the rest of the actual graves over here. And I'll let you see it because it's all by themselves right over here in this corner. Like they got a little pavement and everything. All, special pavement. Everything. It was all the way in the back. You got the rest of it here, McCurdy, James Clinton. I was reading a little bit of history, but I'm taking a look at the rest of it, and I most certainly don't want to be remembered like an industry. And I'm not trying to do that for him either, but at the same time, I did not know who made Kellogg cereal. And I had no idea that it was somebody's actual real last name. I didn't know. Now over here I'm looking at the Evans. So this is I started off in the beginning of the cemetery where there was a bunch of Confederates who were in war in the South here in Georgia somewhere. And I learned about the Confederate States. And they did not agree with people of this skin tone around them. And at that particular time, they were warring against those who lived in the South. And those who looked like this skin tone or any other colors that looked brown or black or so-called black or just variations of the color brown or any colors. They started to now call people Negroes or niggers or blacks or African Americans. So I'm not saying that this is around this particular time, but that is what was going on. That's what I read. And some other things here I'm taking a look at. I'm just kind of, I can't really take a picture next to it, but that's Blair. Henry Dwayne, he was a doctor, MD. And then you have Sarah Emma Evans. Looks like they were buried together. I don't know how that happened, but it's there. And then you have Evans here, William McCurdy, and Nancy Hull. They're all Hebrew Israelites, by the way. John Rufus Evans, MD, and it looks like they were a family of physicians. And that's how they obtained wealth and trying to figure out health. And now making cereal in some way, format or way. I did not have no clue on cereal. And I really just ate the cereal because it tasted good. I didn't eat it because I had a problem. Other than that, that was it. And then here you have these tombs were made specially for them. There's a big one right here. And all of these here, the McCurdys. Mary McCurdy. There you have over here something with like a Freemason sign on it. Walter S. Parris Sr. Then you have another one, Walter D. Parris. And then you got Ida Wells Parris. I've heard of that name before. Ida Wells Parris. Then you got John Carter Parris. I've heard of that, but I've heard of it as Ida B. Wells, not Ida Wells. Winford Wells Rose. And I'm not sure if this has anything to do with Wells care, like hospital health care. I'm just not understanding it right now. I'm going to look it up because it does look like this is a group of physicians or Freemasons or something. Alright, so I'm going to pause this. I'm going to go over here on this side. These are the roads, the wells, more wells, well-less stuff. Mass, M-A-A-S. I'm going to stop for a minute and take a look.